little animals in there, you've got bunting, so you could take it over to actually any season you want to at all, sort of thing. And then the sentiments allow you to do that as well, carry over to every single celebration or festivity.
This is such a good one to have in your stash if you are new to crafting as well. If you have any of the other sentiment stamps from Polka Doodles previously, they do massive sentiment sets, and they're in the same font as previous sets that you may have as well. They're all completely different, but we're focusing really here on birthdays and celebrations. So you've got stamp sets with all of the numbers on them. You've got, in fact, let me show you them all stamped out, and we can talk about how you can break this down into smaller bundles if you want to. In total, the complete bundle, if you're buying absolutely everything, has something like 177 individual stamps. Now, you can break it down into smaller collections as well. So, for instance, these two stamp sets here. Spot the one that's upside down, Lou. I think she did it very early this morning. Stamp them out for me. This is brilliant. So the bundle of these two, you can see just under my fingers there at the bottom of the screen if you want to buy those as well. Beautiful, aren't they? Really, really cool. Love the little bear, love the cats. I love bringing animals into celebration, into cards as well. I think it's really, really good. And again, it leaves plenty of scope for your imagination as well. It's really, really lovely. So that is the two stamp sets, Big Birthday Surprise and the other one. Let's just say the other one, shall we? That's at the bottom. Sweet Birthday, it's called. There at the bottom of your screen. Now, there's the second smaller bundle of stamps, and these are your sentiments and your numbers there. Great occasions and all the numbers, and they really are all the numbers as well. All the ordinals are there as well, which is really, really good. And you see how varied the stamp set is as well. So you've got you've passed when you've passed your driving test. You've got Valentine's in there. You've got bar mitzvah in there, and christening, and grandparents, and New Year, and holidays, and oh, I can't say Christmas. I can't say Christmas. It's far too early. Retirement, and you've also got things like St. Patrick's Day in there, and St. Andrew's Day, because lots of people do celebrate all of these days as well. How broad is that as a set of stamps, if you think about it? Now, if you want just those two stamp sets together, then that's the details at the bottom of your screen, 851131. Now, in the complete bundle, which we're keeping the details there for right the way through, you've also got stencils. And these are just brilliant. Because you can throw everything at these, can't you, Lou?
You can, and you can create quick backgrounds. You don't have to use all the stencils, use part of the stencils. The balloon one and the bunting one, get your pens out and draw inside, and then create your own background that way. So you could make your own bunting. They emboss beautifully as well if you put them through a die cutting machine, and then if you wanted to ink on top, so you'd have a slightly raised inky effect,
which is excellent, isn't it? Because that's where you can get in with your metallic gilding waxes and everything and just go crazy. I love that. If you want those two together, it's birthday balloon and celebration background, and they're the details at the bottom of the screen, 350317. We also have another stamp set as well, and I do like this. I love that you've got here, this is called Birthday Celebrations, and that's the details there. But I love the fact that you've got your numbers there as you'd have them if you buy those little candles. You know, we buy loads and loads of those little candles, but you never get to keep them, do you? It's quite nice to have that sort of familiarity, because we all remember those as kids, and do you know what I mean? It's something that passes through the generations really nicely.
But also, we always think about them as a major celebration, but why not make your 31st a major celebration? Because you've got the candles there as well, so you don't, you know, you can suddenly make each of the cakes a major celebration, if that makes sense.
That's a very, very good idea. And actually, you know what, you could make decorations for actual cakes with these as well. Flame-free, which would be a very, very good idea. Right, let's go back to the whole bundle then. This is so, so good. Also, with the bundle, you'll also get the paper pad as well, which is really, really cute. It's called Birthday Fun. It's 12 different designs. You get 2 of each, and they are 6 by 6, and they're so, so good. That's upside down as well. Oh, I don't know. Yes, it is the upside. It's now the right way around. So that says Happy Birthday in strips all of the way through. Great for borders and things like that. And then you've got polka dots, and you've got lovely, what are that, tartan? Yeah, sort of tartan gingham check. Then you've got numbers galore. Think of how that goes with the stamp set just beautifully. That's quite cutesy, isn't it? See, that would be like a nice sort of baby celebration arrival, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of look. Love that. Very, very fresh, very, very modern, very, very vibrant. There's your candles. Imagine stamping your numbers, superimposing them over that.
I mean, that paper there, and then there's a sentiment saying, I think, how many candles, you know, like so you could just even put that on a card.
Yes.
With just that sentiment.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's one of those awkward numbers that doesn't really want to be spoken about. That's a good idea. So that's the papers which come in. So if you think about it, your overall bundle, which has a really, really nice freedom saving as well, by the way, gets you your stamps. All of your stamps. There's like 177 stamps, the 2 stencils, plus the paper pad there as well, which is really, really good. So that's got a £10 saving for everyone, but it's got an even bigger saving if you're a Freedom member. I think the Freedom saving is something like £15.30, which makes it a why the heck not? Why the heck not if you're not a Freedom member so far? Get yourself signed up with this and make the extra saving there. 249580 is your item number. Now, we also have a bit of a happy hour going on in this hour, which is really, really good. It's such a bumper pack as well. Now, this price will only be good for this hour as well. Look at this. If you want your foam tape and foam roll, sorry, your foam pads and your foam roll, then this is the one to go for. For £19.93, we are getting the tape roll pack. Remind me, Katie, how many? 12 rolls, and they're quite substantial rolls. I'll try and grab one in a moment and show you the size of the roll. They are brilliant. Plus, we get 5 sheets of the 3D white foam adhesive squares as well, which is really, really good. So if you want to just give something a bit of a lift, you've got one of the rolls over there, haven't you, Liv? So you can show us as well. Size-wise, there's plenty on it, isn't there? Absolutely.
Plenty on it, and it's a nice size to carry around.
Oh, hang on. Hold fire a moment. We're getting 2 lots of rolls. Is that right? So we're getting 24 of those rolls, and that means, that's brilliant for shaker cards, for, well, just extraordinary sizes.
If you like matting and layering and putting all your different sizes on that way, shaker cards is a definite. But then you can use your tape rolls if you wanted to create 3D and put your glitters on top. So you've now got a raised glitter. You don't just have to do that with your double-sided tapes.
Yes.
You can still do that with shakers as well. So you could have a nice raised border with the shaker tape and put your glitters, your confettis, put your frontage on it and your embossing powders. Heat it gently, and you can then have a raised molten.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
You can do so much with not just matting and layering.
Lovely. Do you know what? I like the sound of it. I wonder if we have time to sneak in a bit of a look of something like that. That would be quite good. Anyway, listen, we have to go to the web as well, because there's much more from Polka Doodles on the web as well. So all of those individuals, we've got other paper packs, which we'll run through a little bit later for you as well. Other stamp sets. We've got Unforgettable, that's what you are. And Total Sweetheart. Do you get it? Unforgettable. Yes, you're there now. I know it's early. It's Saturday morning, isn't it? I know. Amazing names from Polka Doodles, who are based in lovely York, in North Yorkshire, in my part of the world. I'm very, very pleased to hear. Brilliant. Right. OK, Lou, you've got lots of demos standing by, so where are we starting with?
Right. I thought, if you look at the stamp sets, I think for a lot of people, they think, you know, that they might be a little bit small, or you can't build scenes, but you can take this and make as, you know, big or as small a scene as you want. So I thought what we'd do is we'd have a go at making some scenes. So I'm going to mix all the stamp sets up because I can. OK. If I'm being 100, you know, you just go because I can.
Well, we're all going for the bundle anyway, aren't we? So
and also, it's in mixing all the different stamp sets up, it actually shows that they do work together.
Yes.
You know, they're not standalone. Oh, that was a little bit.
Everything shook then,
I know.
didn't it?
I thought, ooh.
A little screen shook. It was like a mini earthquake there, Lou.
I didn't realise suddenly. So I'm just going to do a little bit of masking, and then what shall I go for? Let's go for the present. I do like this present. I think it's such a... I'm just going to put the present down there. And I love the fact that the animals are different sizes to the images, so you don't... You know, if you don't want to... You don't have to worry about your perspective, you know, putting bigger and smaller. The idea is you're creating fun celebration themes.
It means you can be more individual, so it
you
gives
can
you more
totally.
choices, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I've got that present there, so let's put that there. And I must admit, sorry, I'm getting all my masks out as well. You know, when you just go... this first thing I do, when I stamp the stamps out, I'll make masks, because then why waste that ink?
And what do you make them on, Lou?
I use like a generic sticky note thing. That's not the best description in the world,
Yeah,
is
no,
it?
we know
sticky
what you
note
mean.
thing.
A sticky thing.
Yeah, a sticky thing.
I was just thinking, what's the next present kind of day? Because there's always a day coming up, isn't it? I suppose Father's Day will be the next one, won't it?
Oh.
20th of June, isn't it?
Is it?
It is.
I hadn't even... See, when it's in June, I'll think about it then.
Yeah. Well, there's always something coming up, isn't there?
Oh, there is. So now I've just taken the cat, the present, and then I'm doing one of the different balloons. And we get different balloon types of balloons in 2 of the sets. So you get ones that I'm using there that are straight, and then ones that have got a nice, like, little curved line to them.
Like a big string all tied up.
And I want to grab a quick mask for those. And I'm going to say that, I mean, yes, I do like a little bit of cutting out, but the images are not hard to stamp and cut out. Because I think if you're making masks, sorry, I'm getting everything everywhere.
No, you're right, actually, yeah. There's 1 or 2 that I think, oh, actually, you might be a bit tricksy, but actually, on the whole...
No, they're not.
They're quite simple, aren't they?
They are. And then what I want to do is I just want to have a cake.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
or I couldn't have cake at this time of the morning.
Is it too early for you, for cake?
Yeah, I'm not a... I should be, but I'm not really a breakfast person. Coffee,
yeah,
you know, that's my nourishment for breakfast, sort of thing. So I've just created a little bit of a scene. Now, you were talking about those candles, you know, the flameless.
Oh yeah, with the numbers.
Yep. What age would you like?
Well, I'd like to be 23 again,
Well,
Lou, quite frankly.
Listen, someone who's...
But that ain't going to happen. But it could on this card. You can make it happen.
Right, what would you like then?
23.
23, right. Definitely 23.
I would love to be 23. Actually, I'm just thinking, would I like to be 23? Would I go back to 23? I don't know. I don't think so, actually.
Oh,
I'm quite happy where I am at 24.
At 24.
And
God,
VAT.
Deep, distant past, 23. Oh, I'm just sitting there going, I'm trying to work out in my head how far away it was, and I'm just thinking...
Well, don't worry about it. It's not worth thinking about, is it?
No.
For either of us, my darling. But you do to a certain point, don't you? No, Meebs don't more than you, I would imagine.
No.
Oh, you don't know. You don't know. I'm older than I look under this makeup.
Oh, I don't know.
But after a certain age, you kind of have a licence to not give so much of a damn.
I know, that is true.
Do you know what I mean?
It is true. It's true. Sort of, I was trying to persuade that to my husband when he was 60 this year, and he was like... he didn't quite get that. So I put them on the cake. So we've done the candles literally sitting on the cake there. So like you were saying, that you can have whatever age you wanted.
Yeah.
So I'm going to now use a bit of the stenciling, because I want to create a little bit of a scene with everything. And I'm going to keep everything in the stamp platform, because why not? And we've got this beautiful stencil here, which is the birthday balloons. But it's, even though we're card making with it, think about it as you would do any other time that you use a stencil. If you don't want to use all of it, don't. Just use part of it. You don't... And I think sometimes when we card make, we don't think like that. We just go, oh, we've got to use all of it.
Yes.
So I'm just going to take a little part of it.
So you could also, he says, thinking, well, I suppose that's dangerous. You could take the strings from your balloon stamp and take those from the bottom of those balloons on the stencil as well.
You could also doodle them in. There is also on one of the stamp sets a little twirly thing that would actually make go down on your balloons.
Is it that one?
You get so... No, that's like a banner.
Oh.
You get so many little elements. Nikki always puts in so many little elements.
Here it is.
Yeah.
It's in that one, isn't it?
That's it.
Yes.
So you could use that and stamp that on. So you can then put that onto the bottom of your balloons. Or you can grab a micron pen and doodle them in. Whatever's your preference, really. So I just want to add...
It's nice and atmospheric, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of colour.
Makes you feel like a party, doesn't it? Makes you want to arrange a party, doesn't it? And I know we're not quite there yet, but you know. We're slowly but surely we're getting there.
We are, aren't we? So
well, garden parties are all right now. We just need the weather, thanks.
Yeah, looking at this weekend, it's not
down,
particularly
please.
brilliant, is it, sort of thing? And then I just want to grab this one in here, and I'm just going to use the similar colours that I've done. And again, I'm just want to put them in a few places. And where's the yellow?
Do you know what, we should have had a thought, shouldn't we, between us, Lou, and and started one of those sort of plastic cape kind of with a hood on it businesses this year.
Oh,
that had gone down well, wouldn't it?
Oh, a bit like the old
Fancy
festival ones.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit more upmarket than some of the festival ones and the ones they do at.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not going to go tramping around in mud. We're just talking about, you know, an afternoon's
I can't do mud.
frivolity in a garden somewhere.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the bunting stencil, but rather than actually use it with ink, I'm going to get a smaller micron pen for starters. So I thought I picked up an 01 and I've picked up a 10, so that will give me the thickest line. Let's do that one, will do. So you don't have to, if inking's not your thing, you know, you don't have to ink around. You can now, so I'm just going to draw these in.
Gosh, I hadn't thought of that. It's amazing control, isn't it? You know, when you go in with ink, you'll kind of...
If doing inky backgrounds and things like that isn't your thing, you can then, you know, suddenly now bring a little bit of you in. So I've got the bunting there, so I can sit there now and join it. But now it gives you free rein. I've done it that way because I can now, we've got all the numbers.
Yes,
so where
we have.
I've got the bunting, I won't sit here and stamp them all in, otherwise I can actually, the way you've got your 23, I can put the 2 and the 3, 2, 3, 2, 3 and carry that along there.
Yeah.
I could actually go 2 and 3 in one of the balloons.
Yes.
I've got the smaller numbers. If I wanted to carry on with the 23 and really rub it in, that's how old you are. I could
But that's good because you wouldn't find that on a card,
no, you wouldn't.
would you?
So now you've got the smaller numbers, which I'll do in a moment then, would stamp inside the balloon, which we'll do in a moment. So you can then carry on personalising that card for that age.
Yeah.
But with doing your own bunting in here like this, I'm going to grab a bit of the balloon. I've got one. And I'm going to take some of the elements from the balloon design and I can now start decorating up the bunting how I want it to be. And I can colour it in that way.
Genius.
You could take this stencil, and we've got so many wonderful backing papers. So if I get a generic backing paper, and if you draw on the reverse, cut it out, you could paper piece on top, and you've got your bunting that way. So there's lots. Stencils don't always have to be used with ink if ink's not the thing you like to do, if that makes sense. I could draw, right, so if I draw a little star like this with the stencil, I can carry on building it, you know, up and up and up. But in the same new teeth, stamp sets, we get lots of little things. So we've got, for example, we've got a little star. So I can now, I'm using a platform. Normally at home I'd use blocks, but I'm so worried I'm going to lose some of the stamps, I thought. So now, where I've got the smaller elements, I can stamp that within the bunting as well, so we can personalise it. So if I grab, I'm going to take this away and put my mask over there. So we were saying about being 23.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put the 2 and my hands, there we go, and the 3.
See,
but
I
we've
made it
got
nice
the
and easy
Erd.
as well. The 2 and the 3 are right next door to each other.
I know, but they're little stamps, so I'm going to have to do this one at a time. I'm actually going to put them on my finger. You know when you go,
Yeah.
I should have used a block. No, I'm not. I'm going to persevere, sorry.
No, go for it.
I am going to, there we go, because my hands are sticky. But I've put the 2 and the 3 quite spaced out. Now, if I put them closer together, I could have taken the Erd, the RD, so I could have 23rd.
Yes.
So, you know, you can actually keep building and building. So you've now got where your stamp sets make the cards that you want them to actually be. So let's take some of this away. So I've just built up a little scene just from there. So it's taken those images and we've now made a slightly larger scene. So I've got, using the stencil, so how everything ties in together. So you could actually stamp on the papers here and paper piece all the balloons. So there's lots of different ways you know, you can actually use them. I'm going to grab a pen.
It is massively, massively versatile, isn't it?
It is. You look at it and you don't think it is, but it is. You can quickly build up a scene. And I could have carried the balloons all the way across if, you know, if I wanted to. So, for example, if I was sending it to you and your favourite colour was purple, I could have inked a purple balloon. You know, so you can build it up in lots of different ways, she says. Hopefully. Right, let's do a... Right, this is where I'm going to dread colouring now. Which should we do? Let's do the cat. So, I'm going to use alcohol markers. You could... I've used... Think about these images for me. I had great fun getting all my jelly roll pens out and my sparkle pens and actually colouring with those, especially the presents.
It's quite nice to have a good old colour every now and again, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Because I think are a lot of crafters like this, where you buy a glut of pens and you use them a couple of times and you pop them to one side, and then the new kid on the block comes along. It might be, you know, sparkle or whatever. And sometimes you forget the ones that you bought first, don't you? It's quite nice to sort of revisit, isn't it?
It is, and I must admit, I'm normally watercolour. Only because, I'm honest, I want things done quickly. If that makes sense, and I just sit there and think, you know, and watercolour for me is a quicker way to colour. So I'm just going to build.
Is that because you have to wait for the alcohol to...
Yeah, you can. It's just that
see what it does.
With watercolour as well, I can do blending straight away, and with the pens, I've got to probably think a little bit more about blending different colours on top of each other.
Yeah.
Watercolour as well. If you make a mistake, just blot it out.
Right. Okay. Yes.
So it's sheer and utter laziness on my behalf. It's nothing. But I just wanted to show that I wanted to come on and colour with something slightly different with it, to show that the images don't just have to be watercolour. Get your pens out. They're big enough to colour with your marker pens. They're... so I should put the lids on. So I'm just going to add an extra little colour. I have got one built up as a scene, and we can... I won't sit here, because if I sit here and colour all of this, I will just go quiet. Which, if my family are watching, they're probably going, yes, please. But, so...
Oh, look, that little look on that cat's face. So cute, isn't it? The colour makes all the difference, though, doesn't it?
But then, if you didn't want to colour as much detail as I've done, you could easily make it, you know, blue, pink, green. It doesn't, you know, it's your image, it's your card. Make it bespoke to what you want or the person you're giving it to.
I love the way the cat has presents on its head.
It's really good, isn't it? Sorry. My dog would just attack those.
Oh yeah, mine would not have that satisfied look on her face, neither of them.
I think mine would have a satisfied look with half the debris around it on its face.
Yeah, they'd want those boxes to be open to get in, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
That'd be it. What is it with cats and boxes?
Oh, well, dogs and boxes as well. Mine tries to sit in a box.
Bizarre, isn't it? You spend all this money on these fancy beds and all the rest of it, and they just want the box it comes in.
Yeah. And mine loves nothing better than running around with a piece of bubble wrap in his mouth. He doesn't pop it. He just runs around like it's a flag. Right, so I said I'm not going to...
And there you are. 20
now
minutes
I am.
later.
Now, you just go, and now I am. But what I wanted to do was just to show, right, I've got them here. I do have one or two.
Oh, nice.
But I want to bring my sparkle pens in, and I just want to give him some really
cute,
sparkly...
Have you got cats, Lou?
No, we used to have cats.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but when they passed,
yes,
they lived up to 1920. For some strange reason, we then went for a dog.
Oh, okay.
Which seemed really weird after we'd had cats for so long.
Well, sometimes you don't like to betray the memory of one, do you, by replacing with another?
I mean, we originally started with 3 cats, and sadly we let children name them.
Oh, so you ended up with...
Shivers, me, and Timbers.
What was the middle one? Oh, me.
Me.
Me. Did you have to be out in the garden calling Timbers?
Yeah. Me was worse because it sounded like you were being really like talking about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, me.
Just to let you know, it's very busy on the phone lines this morning. Thanks for bearing with us. If you can, get yourself onto the website or the app, of course. Obviously, that will speed things up for you a little bit, but just bear with us and we will get to you. Everything's very, very busy this morning. I'm not surprised because the more you see from Lou, the more versatile this whole set becomes. And actually, when you look at all the elements that are in your big bundle, which you can break down into smaller bundles, which you can see on the website, but actually, once you start looking at those individually, you think, well, I've got to have that from that and that from that. And by the time you've done all of that, you kind of think, well, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? These really do. They lead each other by the hand, don't they? So
you've got a DL card. I mean, I'm not going to cut. I've got one finished. But if I suddenly move the black from there and we put it there, we've now got a larger card. I mean, if I grounded it in, I've deliberately left it there that I could have chosen a sentiment, and we've got so many to choose from. That
they're very different as well, aren't they? The sentiments.
So I mean, one here, let's celebrate your special day. There is enough room, and I did that deliberately, that I could actually have the sentiment underneath, create my background and blend it out. So I've made a smaller version, so in good Blue Peter fashion. Ta-da! Ta-da!
Oh, look at that.
So I've gone for a 30th and the 30th candles, but using the inks here and the actual stamps, I could stamp the 30 inside these in the distress ink, so it's like a subtle little background. And I did exactly the same with the bunting that I've done here, and I've stamped, because we get some beautiful little star stamps, and I've just doodled on it and just doodled some extra lines down going round, and then just grounding it out.
I love that colouring. I mean, you can see that a lot of love went into that colouring as well. It looks awesome.
I did shock myself a little bit, sort of thing, you know, because I haven't actually taken my alcohol pens out for a long while. I think they were just like, who are you? But then if you're colouring around and you've got your sparkle pens, you know, bring them in.
Yeah.
And now the present has got, so you can bring in, you know, all the different little coloured elements. So the present now.
That's such fun, that card, isn't it?
And
I
then
love it.
you know, so you don't have to worry, because if you colour over the dots and you're using things like a paint pen or a jelly roll, they're 9 times out of 10 they're opaque, so they'll cover up what your colouring is underneath.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter that you've gone over absolutely everything. So now I've got a little bit of sparkle, and then just bring it in and blend it out, and you can add the little bits of touches that suit you afterwards. So that was just to show, you know, like just building the different scenes, how you can actually create and make it, you know, go a little bit further. Obviously I'd mount that on the card, but then we've got backing papers that I can, if I wear the one I'm wanting, if I go for the candle one here, if I cut that in a strip and just have that behind and going all the way along, I've got the candles now bringing in as well. So your papers do match even with your colouring. It's the one thing for Nikki that she does, her colouring is there to give you inspiration as well. So if you're stuck to where to start, look at the papers, look at the packaging. Yeah, you can bring them in and out. Yeah, I love the fact that that's part of the packaging as well, is the actual colour inspiration as well, which is really, really good. And it's a great set that it can bring your personality in. So if you're like me, I like to doodle and things like that. It allows me to do that. Of course, yeah. If you like to colour, put more images on and make a bigger scene, and you can colour from there. I love it. Well, you know we're going to have to move away from that card that you've made, though, because it's making me hungry. And this is not a time to be hungry. We're only halfway through the show, you know. This is brilliant. I mean, the huge amount of stamps in this as well, but it's not just stamps. It's 177 stamps. I mean, that's awesome. That's mind-blowing anyway. It's really, really comprehensive, actually, for celebrations. And we've called it Birthday Surprise, but it can be for any celebration. It's really, really versatile. We've got the 2 stencils there as well. So it's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamp sets, the 2 stencils, plus the paper pack there as well, which is really, really good. Love it. You can break it down into smaller bundles as well if you want to, but let's talk about the saving for
for a second. Look at that. If you're a Freedom member, £15.29 saved here, which is really, really good. Everyone saves £10 no matter what, but it's a bit of a why not on this one as well, isn't it? It's a bit of a good reason to say, actually, this is worth doing, isn't it? This is definitely worth doing as a why not, and joining Freedom. And oh, now look at that. Now look at that. Whoa, I've never seen that before. Oh, that's very clever. Right, so that does all the figures for you as well. So it says, well, there you go. There is your saving that you've made if you become a Freedom member today. It's really, really good, though. It's well worth doing anyway. Shall I break this down into smaller bundles as well? Because that gives us a chance to have a closer look at the stamp sets as well. So we've got this set of 2 stamp sets. Now, this is called... They've got lovely name. Birthday Surprise. Big Birthday Surprise and Sweet Birthday. Yes, sorry, it does say it on the screen there, Katie. I could read it for myself, couldn't I, really? Well, I'm waiting for you to tell me. Just being lazy. So that's the stamp sets. These are them all stamped out as well. So you can see you've got big, big sentiments there. It's Cake Day. 38 stamps in total there. So you've got big cakes and the big balloons. You've got your birthdays. And I love all these different fonts over here. And I love that one in particular. Yay! Because that's a really, really popular saying right now. And it's something you can put on any card, really, that's a joyous card, isn't it? So that's 868534 for those 2 A6 stamps there, stamp sets. Then I need new teeth now. It's catching at £17.98. Now the other set of 2 stamps is Great Occasions and All the Numbers here. Now this is brilliant because you have got, as the name suggests, all the numbers. Big and small. You've got the significant ones there as well, of course, is 16, 18. There are 109 stamps in this, and all of the sentiment stamps over here, if you've got previous Polkadoodle sentiment stamps, it's the same font as well, so it mixes and matches with others that you will have for completely different reasons. And I do love the fact that there are lots and lots of different occasions in there as well. You can see Eid is in there, Bar Mitzvah, Diwali, New Year, holidays, don't make me say Christmas. Father's Day is the next one on our list, isn't it, really? Birthdays, of course, and anniversaries come along all the way through the year. It's really, really good. And I love the scale of these, actually, because that does leave plenty of space for your own imagination as well. 851131 is your item number for those 2 then, £17 and 98 pence. Then we've got the DL stamp set. Now, these are the ones, I think this is probably one of my favourites, actually. I do love those numbers with the candles. I don't think I've ever seen that in stamp form, ever before. So you've got the candles individually, you've got the numbers in the candles, you've got a different set of balloons, plus obviously ordinals there, which go really, really nicely, and lots of just quirky sentiments, and the big layer cake there. You could go even more layers as well if you wanted to, couldn't you, I guess? Oh yeah, you could go end to end on that, couldn't you? You could turn that around and do it upside down as well. That would be quite nice. Always excuses for more cake. 293067 for that one at £11 and 99 pence. 30 stamps on that one. And then we've got our stencils, which are really, really cute. And do you know what, actually, Lou, just watching that last demonstration just made me think completely differently about all of the stencils that you may already have in your collection right now. Drawing round them with a fine liner rather than inking, because inking is always the obvious choice, isn't it, first time around. But look at what you can create there. So you've got birthday balloon and celebration background, the 2 stencils for £9 and 99 pence. There is the paper pad available individually, which you'll find on the website as well. And you can get all of the glorious gorgeousness together in that complete bundle at £52 and 93 pence. Everyone saved £10, but if you're a Freedom member, you save £15 and 29 pence. It's brilliant, which you can spread the cost of. Oh, can you? Oh, well, why not? £23 and 82 plus your P&P today, and then that's the first of your 2 payments, and it goes to you straight away, by the way. There's no delay on this. It's ready to go straight out to you. Wow. Now we're approaching 20% of the stock of that complete bundle sold out and gone. I'm not surprised, because now you've seen, and wait, you haven't seen it all yet, because we've got more demos to come in this hour as well. This is really, really good. 249580 is your item number for the complete bundle. But there is more, because I'm loving these gorgeous, gorgeous paper pads, and we've got more. We've got more, and they really are really, really cute. Now, we've got Totally Cute, and we've got Splashing Around here together at $9.99. Now, we're choosing one or the other? No, really? Okay. We're getting both. Right, okay, each one has 12 designs and 2 of each. So let me take you through, first of all, Splashing... Totally Cute. Totally Cute. Totally Cute with the butterflies on there. Lovely, gorgeous background. Oh, really, really cool. Love the fact that these are almost a little bit sort of retro and vintage as well. You've got the check going on there, so some are slightly plainer. You've got different versions of the butterfly. And we are coming to the toads. Here they are. They are totally cute as well, aren't they? They're really, really nice. They're almost like toady tongues, aren't they? That's quite clever, that, isn't it? That's how I draw a tongue. They made them into toads. Oh, I love this. Should just think some things and not say them, Derek. They're cute, though, aren't they? Because they're almost like little crowns, aren't they? Or they're lily flowers that were very, very nice. So that's Totally Cute. And let's have a quick look through Splashing Around as well. Let me hold this the right way around. That's nice. These work with all the stamps that we've got coming up in just a second, by the way. That's really, really cool. Have the Brightest Day goes all of the way through that. Oh, look! They're like little ducks, aren't they? I have little ducks in my pond. I like that, little plastic ones. It's so silly, it really is. Love it. Then you've got little mini bulrushes there. I think there's some bees and butterflies buzzing around there. Again, you've got gingham checks in there. Love that. Got a shirt like that. Then little florals as well, which all follow the same sort of colour theme as well. It's very sophisticated, that, isn't it? Could do with some of that in your kitchen. Nice little ditzy florals and polka dots. Well, this is polka doodles, and that's quite a nice way to present a dragonfly as well, isn't it? Actually, in 2 different ways, sort of from above and in flight as well. I quite like that. Really, really nice. Cool. Nice, 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 nice. So you get both of those for $9.99, which is really, really cute. 531 or 444 is your item number at $9.99. If you're getting the main bundle, get that in your basket as well. Definitely worth it. Right, okay, let's move on. Okay, so stamp sets this time. We've got Grow On You and Hello Sunshine. In fact, I can show you them all stamped out. I love the fact that in the packaging that actually, look, there's some colour inspiration if you want as well, which is really, really good. So you can kind of follow that if you want to, follow the lead of that. How fun is this? How fun is this? You quack me up, and the little girl in the puddle. There's a lot of us in puddles at the moment, isn't there? And you've got the cute little ducks there. Think of how they keyed in with the papers, and something that we've all forgotten to do that we'll be able to do a lot more of: flying kites. When it's slightly less windy, maybe. And you've got the little baskets, and very garden themed to that as well. What's that popping out of that pot there? That little mouse. Does it have clogs on, do you think? No matter the weather, we're friends forever. I love that as a sentiment as well. Very, very cute. So both of those stamp sets there, Grow On You and Hello Sunshine, for $15.99 for you. Really nice. 26 stamps in totals there. Total, even. Right, let's do some more stamps. Now, this is unforgettable. Oh, no, that wasn't a ribbit, was it? That wasn't... I don't know what that was at all. What was the other one called? Total Sweetheart. Total Sweetheart makes you sound like you're doing an accent. So here they are. How cute are they? Again, think back to the papers you've got as well from those sets. That's why you definitely need to get those 2 sets of... I find you quite riveting. Let's do a croaker koala. What's a croaker koala? What's a croaker koala?
I suppose it's a play on a certain fizzy drink.
Oh, oh, cola. Let's do a croaker cola. We see. How to confuse an idiot. Anyway, if you'd like those 2 stamp sets. 27 stamps in total. Honestly, even it doesn't matter that it's 7:40 in the morning. That could have been any time of day and I still wouldn't have got it. 452-614 is your item number there. Don't forget we've got the happy hour as well, which is masses and masses of foam roll and foam squares for you as well. So if you want to give your projects dimension, if you want to make shaker cards and shapes with your foam rolls, you get masses of it. It's 2 lots of 12 rolls of the foam tape there as well, which is really good. And you get it. So it's more than, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 5 sets of 5 sheets of 3D white core foam adhesive squares? Too many words, but you get a lot. You get a lot. So you get 25 sheets of the little squares. And there are 400, it's too many numbers, 440 squares on each apparently, which is brilliant. And you get 24 of the rolls. Now, as promised, Lou, you're going to show us both now, aren't you? Just show us an example of both.
Right, so you're going to get, you get 5 packs of the little squares in 1 pack.
Yes.
And then you'll get multiple packs of those.
You get 5 packs, I think, of those,
yes.
don't you?
And
5
then
times
your
5.
12 pack of your 3D foam will come to you like that, and you'll get 2 of those.
2 of those, yeah.
So you get a lot.
It is a heck of a lot, because it looks like there's a lot on each one of those rolls
There
as
is,
well.
and one's now attacking me. But yeah, there is a lot on there. I like the way that they stack on top of each other as well.
That's true, actually, yeah.
And they don't stick together, which is sometimes happens to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Right, talking about tape and things like that, so I thought I'd come up with an idea to use the tape and build up a few scenes again. I wanted to show that these can be scene builders as well as standalone images.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just going to grab the ink pad. I've got my pens out. And I'm using the cat, but I'm going to bring in the little bear as well. And I'm going to mask off again. And as I said, these aren't actually, if they're hard to cut out, I wouldn't have masked them. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I would have just gone. So I'm going to use the present again, and I'm going to layer the present up. And then I'm going to bring in some of the other elements we've got. Because we've got this huge, big present, but we've also got some smaller present images within the different stamp sets. So
there are loads, actually, aren't there?
Yeah, we have. So we've got the different cakes. We've got... So I used the cake before. So now I'm just going to bring in this present. So we've got the 2 presents together there. And we can put that one like that. And I'm going to do exactly the similar beside it, she says. Because I want to... I have a plan in my head for the top of that present, she says. Mm-hmm. You know, you go, I have a plan. And we have got the most cutest little cupcakes in there, little tiny ones. So I want to put a little cupcake on the top of that there. They
are so lovely. You could definitely add lots of sparkle to those as well, wouldn't you?
Oh, but we always say about, you know, smaller images. I do like the smaller images. They're really cool worker images, and they're not ones to be forgotten. I think we all go for the bigger images, thinking it's going to be a lot easier, you know, to create scenes. But the smaller images are fill in the gaps where you might have stamped incorrectly, you know, and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just now going to, and I even sadly made a mask for my little cupcake because I didn't want him to get.
Oh.
So I just want to stamp that present behind. So all I'm just doing is using the different masks just to create a little scene. And that can go there. And then we'll finish with a larger present there. Now, actually, should we? Okay, I'm going to do the present, but I've now gone into a different tangent and thinking, oh, the cupcakes would have been cool, but I'll do that on another one. On the end.
I was just thinking as well, just thinking about the, you know, the toad stamp sets and whatever. You could have, you could actually, out of that present, which is almost like the shape of that present you've just used is almost almost a plant potty kind of shape.
Yeah.
So you could have flowers and stuff coming out of the top of that as well.
And some of the sentiments from that set as well, you could easily put the presents in there, and you know, and have all the other little characters and all the other around, even down to the little frogs.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yes.
So now this is the other set of balloons that we get with the number set that you like.
Yeah.
So, and they've got like the strings, I don't know, a little bit more flow to them. They're not straight. I couldn't think of a word. It's too early, isn't it? 'Cause you know, I was trying, yeah. Oh, that's a really good version. So, and then we've got, and all I'm doing is we've got these really cool little party hats.
Oh, now look.
So I'm going to put the little party hat on there.
Something you could never do in reality, you can do in stamping.
Yeah, but they're fun images, so it means that you create, you know, the scene that you want to use with them. So let's
imagine trying to put one of those paper party hats, you know, with the elastic string on it around a balloon. Good luck with that.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to mirror it the other side, because what I want to do is, we were talking about the 3D foam. I want to create a scene or scenes for different ways to show you to do a shaker card using the stamps. And you would look at the stamps and think that, you know, like I said, you can't, there's no way you can use them. Now we've got the bunting in there, but we've also got this really, really cool tassel one. And I've fallen in love with this one. I just think this one is just, oh.
Yeah, it is cute, isn't it?
It's different. You know, you've got that one there. But what's really nice about it is that one end is open and one end has a little knot, like where the two would join together.
Yeah.
So when you join them up, you've not got two bows together.
Ah, okay, yeah.
She says if it works.
So you can go on forever.
You can go on forever, so we could go, so now we've got that one there. And I'm going to grab my mask. Mind you saying that though, it doesn't really matter about that. Because what I want to do is I want to have this going behind technically the balloons. And I know with balloons, 9 times out of 10 you'd see through them, but I'm going to pretend they're the shiny metallic ones that are completely opaque, and you can't see through them.
Why not? Artistic license.
Yeah.
I will just tell you very, very quickly that the happy hour, now we've got our head around completely just the enormousness of it, is flying out of the door. Now that clock in the top right-hand corner is how long you've got to secure yours at that happy hour price tag, because as the name suggests, it's a happy hour and it's happening right now. It's just the one item in this hour that will apply to, so grab it now while you can. So what you will get in that is 2 sets of 12 of the foam tape rolls and 5 packs of 5 sheets of massive amounts of your foam squares. So 24 rolls and 25 sheets of little foam squares as well. Anyway, lots and lots and lots. It's all explained much better than I've just done on the website as well. But do grab that quickly while you can and take advantage of the happy hour. I'm quite glad I'm not holding those, actually. It was a good plan, Katie. Right, sorry, Lou.
No, you go. So what I've done is that this is a rough scene. So I'm going to get my jelly rolls, because you can... Everybody assumes, you know, that you have to use alcohol pens or pencils. Now, if you've got your jelly rolls, you can colour your images in, you know, with your jelly rolls.
Where do they come from, Lou?
They're Sakura pens. And you get like the jelly rolls, you'll get sparkle, metallic. So all I'm doing is I'm actually blending the 2 colours together. Now, these are the sparkle. I'm honest, I am not a glitter person, and this is the nearest you'll see me get to glitter out of choice.
Oh, is this exuberance for you in glitter?
Yeah, it's just the right amount. So now the jelly rolls, once the ink is wet, you can blend them out like a watercolour. So that what happens now is I've got all a condensed...
So what's the finish on a jelly roll then?
It's glossy.
Right,
so this will be glossy
with sparkle.
With a bit of sparkle.
Oh, okay.
So now I can blend that out. So I've now got, I've got one finished, which I'll show you when it's all... I've got a really sparkly little balloon. So if I do the same, let's grab a blue. So I thought it would be nice to make this a nice sparkly celebrations theme. So I don't want
What we're celebrating this time, there's a lot of presents there.
I know.
Could be the cat's birthday. Some people do have birthday parties for their pets, don't they?
We call this birthday. If I know you don't want to say it, but if you stamped Merry Christmas in there, take the little cupcake away.
Yes.
You have got a Christmas theme.
That's very true.
And I know we don't want to talk about that as such. But
Well, it's only well. I think we've got enough to contend with getting back to normal this year, haven't we? Before we think about Christmas again.
Oh, totally.
Although it feels like, do you feel like it didn't happen last year?
What, Christmas?
Do you feel a bit like
Yeah.
that? Like, oh, does anyone remember Christmas last year? Like, that's all a bit.
It did seem like a bit of a non-event, didn't it?
Bit of a. Just happened.
I've still got Christmas presents.
Yes,
to give out
actually,
to
yeah. Ben, our
people.
floor manager, just said I've still got presents to actually deliver from last Christmas because we haven't been able to see people, have we?
No, I've just delivered one set to my eldest son last weekend, sort of thing.
Just going back to celebrations for a second, which I know Christmas is one, but I'm going to steer the conversation away from Christmas again. Do you have birthday parties for the dog?
No. Because
People do, though, don't they?
they do, and my dog would just look at me and go, I'd rather go for a walk.
Okay, right.
So his idea of a birthday party for him would be we just walk and walk and walk, even though he's 10.
I've been to a birthday party for a dog. It was just quite a bizarre affair. Because you just kind of think, oh, while I'm here, I'll just tell you that 30% of this entire bundle has sold out. So just make sure that if you're having a good look through this, it's amazing value, and it's definitely a why not if you're not a Freedom member so far, because the saving's massive. Grab that now. And don't forget that happy hour, because the clock's ticking on that one as well. We're now, what, 7.5 minutes left on that happy hour. Yeah, dog birthday party. I think it was more a reflection of the owners, though. Do you know what I mean? Because they really went for it. I was
No.
like, wow, I'm impressed.
No. So I've carried on like that, and I carried on colouring it, and in good Blue Peter style, there's a finished one. So can you see where I've used the jelly rolls? I've got all the little sparkle on the, so it's giving me the sparkle straight away.
Yes.
And it's flat. So I've created that, and then, because I went and cut round all the edges to create a frame with a craft knife.
I like that.
Obviously, wait till yours dries and you don't get a little smudgy fingerprint in it. And the reason I was thinking about that, so if I grab a card blank, she says one here.
We've got 4 minutes,
Okay, I've
3.5 minutes left on the show already. Blimey, that went quick, didn't
if I take one of the backing papers,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do a selection, and I've suddenly got here, I can actually, have that there. I could put acetate behind, put shaker. I've left myself a panel to stamp whatever sentiment I want.
Yep.
Or as you were saying, we could put numbers. I've left enough room that I could put numbers still in the balloons.
Yes.
But you could then, if you want to go, we've got that beautiful birthday that can just sit along the top, and this, like happy birthday. And you can then put something a little bit more punny or a little bit more jokey in the centre there, because we've got the happy birthday going there.
Yeah.
So then I've obviously got my tape on the back, so it's all raised up. But then I thought, well, okay, if we do that, and then I've done it again, but this time I've taken away the centre panel and created a bigger aperture.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've coloured it again with sparkle pens, but I've gone over with the glaze pens to make the little cat pop a little bit more.
Oh, wow.
And then I thought for that one, you could have your simple, choose one of the backing papers that's got a sentiment on.
Yeah.
And that can sit straight across the top on 3D foam, or alternatively, choose the numbers. So they all work, all the different images work. Or if you're really like me and someone's birthday and you've totally forgotten, you've got the happy birthday
all the way through.
All the way through, that you could do that, and maybe then you could stamp someone's name or even put an age along those lines. But I mean, all my colouring has been taken inspiration from the backing paper, so I knew everything would tie together, if that makes sense.
And, yeah, no, absolutely. So it means you could make various versions of your scenes and then almost keep them to one side for when the occasion comes along.
But I mean, I didn't have to create that as a scene. So if I go back to, where is it? Have I lost it? Oh, that one. You know, you go, there we go.
That's a leading question, Lou.
You know, you go, I know. But if I hadn't stamped the tassels along the top, I could have left that just as is as a card.
Yeah.
And where I brought in the stencil, you know, like with all the different star designs, I could have done that. Or just left it and stamped the sentiment straight away. So there's lots of different ways to play with the images, you know, to create lots of different things. If they are fun.
You need another hour, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Good job we've got one, isn't it? It is a good job we've got one. We've got another one at 11 o'clock. I'll show you very, very quickly just some finished samples that have been made up using this set. We're approaching 40% of the stock sold out for the entire bundle, by the way, just so that you know. So as Lou said, you can absolutely, you can go for small cards as you're kind of build. It might be you're building your confidence with a set like this.
I'm going to say a quick thank you to Sam, Jane, Karen and Cheryl, who did a lot of samples. But that one there, when you think about it, that's stamping one stamp, the cake, colouring it in different ways with the backing paper. Yeah. And it looks really commanding and it stands out beautifully. Absolutely, it's gorgeous. I'm going to show you more at 11 o'clock, actually, and so is Lou. Well, I'm going to stand here and just, you know, just chat along. It's great, though. I love how many different ideas there are for this. It's incredible, isn't it? Thank you, Lou. See you again at 11 o'clock, where you can go wild with your jelly pens all over again, which is brilliant. Make sure you're back for us and Lou at 11 o'clock to go through all of these. And please do check out, especially that happy hour. Right, next up, it is the Studio Light One Day Special with our H, who is here, and then my very good friend Fleur Hastings here in an hour time. And I've even done a bit. I'll show you at 9.
Hello, I'm Carol.
And I'm Hayley.
And together we are the Dreamies.
Dreamies have been around for 11 years now. We started with CD-ROMs, we've developed into stamps, paper pads, dies. We've now got the Dinky Inkies range as well.
We design everything in-house and we manufacture in the UK. We produce tutorials to inspire you to get the most from our products.
Have you heard of Freedom? Did you know that as a Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £7.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Freedom members badge, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with a craft store more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause if you're going away, or you can cancel at any time you decide. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or go to our website, quoting the item number 88888 and join Freedom today. Hi there, my name's Leona. I'm a presenter, a guest and a crafter. I got into crafting years ago. I've been crafting since I was a child and I absolutely love it. I love my job. I love the presenting side because I get to meet loads of really inspirational people, and that's just the beauty of this. There's always something new to learn. There's always something that you want to get into. It's fabulous. My Let Leona Loose show is also fantastic. It's my weekly highlight. I get to work with loads of really cool brands, loads of fantastic products, and again, I'm always learning. And I do get loads of wonderful viewers getting in touch as well, which is obviously a highlight of our job. I hope you can join me on my Let Leona Loose shows every Wednesday, 11 AM and 2 PM.
Well, hello there and welcome to our 8 o'clock show. And of course it's traditionally an hour that we dedicate to our one day special, and this is an amazing deal. It was launched last night at 6 o'clock, as all of our one day specials are, and it's been running through the night, so much so that you have been loving this to the point that 50% of the stock has gone. My goodness, we've been busy. We've got the fabulous Julia Watts with us today.
Yeah,
hello. Now, I hope you don't mind me saying, we don't normally associate you alongside Studio Light.
No, I started doing shows at Studio Light at the back end of last year.
Okay.
Alu came up to me and said, I've got so much work on.
Yes, yeah, busy lady, yeah.
You know, do you fancy helping me out? So, so I said, yeah. So, yeah, occasionally you'll see me with Studio Light. In fact, I've got some shows next Tuesday as well with Studio Light.
Fabulous.
So, it just, because Lou and I have got totally different styles.
Yes, yeah.
And so she can play to her strengths.
Yes.
And then I'm more into the dyes.
Yes.
Obviously, I do a bit of stamping as well, obviously, and I love stencils. So kind of you'll get a different kind of look at things.
Yes, yeah.
From me.
Yeah, I love that
which
idea.
has got to be healthy, because then of course it shows you that there's lots of different ways to use things.
Yeah. I love it because, of course, your different styles. I mean, we've got Lou, and if Lou's watching, you'll forgive me for saying, Lou just like goes for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She throws
Paints
it down
and all sorts.
She kind of she just goes for it, and eventually she gets to what she wants in it. But you are much more strategic, aren't you, with your designing?
Yeah, I have to think about it. Yeah, I do have to think about it, and I did have a bit of a panic when I opened the box because there's so much on these shows.
There is indeed.
It was like Christmas. Actually, I say that C word again, but yeah, it really was, and it's very difficult to know where to start, because and I'm only really touching the tip of the iceberg with these products.
Well, this is it. Now we've got a fabulous one day special for you. First thing I love about this is it's very affordable.
Yes.
And that's the thing. It's not often we see a one day special that's coming below that £20 price point, and this one is way below £20. As you can see, it's £17.98, and it's got kind of the fundamentals of crafting, isn't it? It's got stencils, stamps and dies in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything you need to make some great projects and actually carry them forward to use with other projects as well. And the very, I mean, the stamp is huge.
Yes.
It's a really large butterfly. It's the fritillary butterfly.
Beautiful, beautiful design.
From Just Lou. And you've got a pair of stencils and the die set as well. And they're all so usable.
Well, this is it. And also, I think this is a lovely set. Maybe if somebody's looking at getting into a different area of crafting. I'm thinking maybe you're a soft crafter and you see so many of our fabulous shows here at the craft store and you want to get involved with your paper crafting. Well, that stencil that you've got there would look amazing if you wanted to put it onto your fabric.
Yes, absolutely.
You could embroider this if you wanted to.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful. But then you're kind of dabbling in the area of paper craft. The butterfly, again, you could stamp that with your fabric ink, get it onto your fabric, then create your embroidery on top of that if you're wanting to. But then, of course, the die, when you get into your die cutting area, oh, it's a slippery slope. Slippery slope, I will warn you. But it's a brilliant bundle. You've got, with this one, is it 7 dies you've got with this one? You've got obviously your 2 stencils, and I like this because you kind of got like a positive and negative, not of the same ones, but different styles. Kind of one's classed as a mask and one's classed as a stencil. I never really know the kind of terminology and the difference.
Yeah. Mask is where you're masking off an area, I suppose.
So you're protecting the area underneath.
Yes, and stencil
going through the holes.
Exactly, but you can do that with both of them. So they're just great backgrounds.
I think that's the top and bottom of it as well.
But there's room for you to do a bit of doodling, both in the die cuts and within the stencil area as well. And you don't have to use the whole thing on any of them.
That's true.
You know, you snip at your dies and you can actually only stencil through part of your image.
And I love the butterfly. It's quite a masculine look butterfly.
Yeah, it's a little bit like a moth, I think.
Yes,
because it's very bold, but you can see you don't have to. I did that last night at 6 o'clock. You don't have to be a fantastic colourist. And you know, when you do colouring on air, you can't be. You know. But I did do the whole thing yesterday.
Looks lovely. Love it. So there you go. You've got all the information that you need on the screen there. If you want to get involved with your one-day special, of course, we will see this in action during the course of the hour. But if you want to jump ahead, then 148022. You will get all of those fabulous items on their way. Now, what you may well have noticed over the different one-day special shows is we're kind of mixing it up with each show. So we've got different items that are appearing through the different hours. So it's definitely worth tuning in for each one of those hours. And this hour, we've got some other bits that you may have seen previously. You may never have come across them before. But we've got the most amazing deal for you with regards to these. I can't get over how much content you're getting. 40 dies for $24.99, Julia.
I was saying this last night, Studio Light, when they do their die sets, especially their journal dies, because the journal dies are huge.
Yes.
Because they have to be, because you have to fold them up. But all the space is taken up. Look how many dies are in there, and they're usable for other projects, not just with the journals, but with anything that you're doing. You've got that beautiful flower, you've got borders in there, you've got tabs on the back of the packaging. Now they're showing you how you could use your journal. So there's some ideas, and there is a Facebook page. I think it's called Studio Light Community.
Okay, yeah.
On Facebook, and they do tend to have, because quite often in Holland they get the release before we get it here.
Oh right, okay.
And so quite often there are sneaky peeks of what we get here shortly afterwards. So there's, you can just search, I think, within the group for the specific stencils. They call them stencils, the dies.
Okay.
So if you look up that number, then people who are on the DT will have made projects with them, so you get a bit of inspiration going on from that. So it's worthwhile looking at that.
Works out at just 65 pence per die. Now these are dies that are going to allow you to create an album. Oh, sorry, even 62p. I'm diddling you out of 3p. 40 dies in total. But the components within it, I mean, I love those wings that we've got at the bottom there. I mean, they are beautiful.
Yeah, so obviously they're meant to be your decorative element of the flap of your journal.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
But like you say, you can use them as wings. You've got that sort of scalloped, pointy one.
Okay, that one there?
Yeah, that one there. So that one means that you can actually cut into your pages or your projects and make a flap, so you can tuck your tags behind. That's how I've used it.
Like a pocket as well?
Yeah, exactly, a pocket. Yeah. Or you could use it to actually enhance a tab or a tag if you wanted to. So put a decorative edge in there.
And I love the way that the actual holes aren't attached to the main die, so you decide where they're going to sit.
Where you want it, yeah. And of course, it does mean that you can. That's for your registers to put your registers in, and I'll explain it when we actually get to do it. But yeah, they are so usable, and once you get your head around how they work, they're really easy to use.
Love it. There you go. 197 at 473. We'll see these in action, but half price deal with this one. Forgot to mention, as Julia mentioned there, an international company, so we've got extended delivery with this one. We're only looking at the 26th of May, which isn't too long to wait at all, is it? So there you go. If you fancy popping those into your basket. One of the things that we love when we're handcrafting things is personalisation. There's no better way of doing that than with an alphabet set. And what's even better than an alphabet set? 2 alphabet sets.
So you've got 2 here, and one of them you've got the shadows for it. So you've got your layers for them. And then the other one is almost a bit like Western alphabet, you know, a little bit funky. So really usable, and it's always nice to be able to personalise things.
Isn't it just? And I love that, because for each of those letters, uppercase and lowercase, you've got 2 dies, one being the shadow or one being the matte, and then obviously you've got your letter that's going to sit on top. I love these. They've kind of got a bit of almost like a doodly element to them, haven't they?
Yeah, so you could cut them out and you could actually just colour in the sort of bar bit if you wanted to.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. And it's kind of like one of those, well, both of them are timeless alphabets that will work with so many different genres and ages as well. So very usable set. And you were getting both of those for $19.98. Again, it's another half price deal. 158 dies. My goodness. That's a lot of dies. Please do get yourself a magnetic sheet if you're going for these.
Absolutely. I think
just a tip from someone who knows.
I think there's some on 7-day savers, isn't there? I think we saw them last night in the 6 PM show. So definitely worth it. And for your journal dies, make sure you've got your magnetic sheets.
Definitely. You don't want to lose any of those dies. They're at the bottom of your screen. They're only $9.99. But that's until Sunday morning. So yeah, you've not got long to take advantage, have you? But in the meantime, if you're wanting your alphabet dies, then the details are there. 136441, £19.98. What else can we tempt you with? Well, we've got some lovely kind of accents that you can use. Loads of different ways, and these, you've got 2 die sets coming together with 12 dies overall. Again, a phenomenal price of £19.98. And these, I just love the style of it. I love the pocket. I just think it's a really usable die set.
Yeah, the pocket's absolutely fab. And then the other one's like a gatefold.
Oh, I see, okay.
So when they're part of the Essentials range, and when Studio Light do the gatefold style ones, you've got all your mats and layers in there.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So that again, there is lots of inspiration on the group, so you'll find those, because obviously I haven't had time to work with all of them yet.
Oh no, no, I can imagine. And it's kind of, you can get yourself lost with these as well.
Yeah,
when you start working with one set and think, right, I really do need to move on to something else. But I'm having so much fun, I just can't possibly do it. So if you fancy those two, again, £14 saving on those, £19.98. This is a really good hour to take advantage of your flexi order, because of course when you're adding things into your basket, gets to £60 or more, you can spread the cost over 2 payments. So you can be adding in all those different components, but they all get delivered together, and you can craft with them and have so much fun. So next one, this is a similar sort of concept where you've kind of got dies that you can use, well, in loads of different ways. I mean, I noticed that you've cut this one out already, Julie, so I'm guessing we're working with this one.
We are going to do that one, yes. Yes, so the flower elements that you've got on either of the kind of points on the ends, you can of course use those on any of your projects. Your mats and layers that you've got, you can use those on any of your projects, but you can see from the packaging there, it's going to make yourself a kind of it's not kind of a gatefold card, but with a folded accent
like
on the front. Yeah.
Clever.
So and they do lots of these unusual folds. And then you've got the other one there that's it's a bit like a ticket kind of thing with its
almost like perforation.
Perforations, yeah.
Love it. There you go. Again, another brilliant saving of a tenner there. £19.98, 867-630. Now, if you like working with things that kind of end up with a three-dimensional aspect, and I know how much you love things like your gift bags and your little gift boxes, these are brilliant. You're getting 38 dies. Now, the thing that struck me with this is that, first of all, I thought is, you're choosing, you're picking any of these. But no, you are getting all three of these for £29.97. My goodness, Julia, this is a good deal.
Yeah, it really is. And I actually did demonstrate these when these were released on here, so that's why we have actually got some samples of these. But yeah, they're very, very easy to construct, and they make really cute little gift boxes. And there's like a little pizza box.
There is, they're so cute.
Yeah, and you've got two little ways to embellish that, either with the multi-hearts or the single hearts. And they are just so cute. So cute.
Adorable. And I love the little kind of hexagon box because it's got an interlocking
It's got petal top, yeah.
Isn't it brilliant? And then, of course, you've got all the embellishments that fit around the sides as well. So really clever collection. Brilliant value for money, and at £29.97, incredibly affordable as well. So 456-215 if you fancy getting hold of those. Now, we've kind of run out of the area here to put anything, so we're going to jump on to show you some of the other goodies that we've got. These are lovely. Now, these were on last night and they were very, very popular, to the point that half the stock has gone of these. There's some beautiful kind of floral frames there and a gorgeous ornate mandala, as you can see there. Very affordable at £9.98. That might be the item that pushes your basket through the £60 threshold. Only works out as an extra £5 with your payments, doesn't it? So 800-130 for those. Now, another set that you liked from last night is this one. Oh, now we've got three parts of this one. So you've got your two embossing folders and you've got your die cut block. £16.97 is your price with regards to this one, but over 60% of the stock has gone of this.
They're not just embossing folders, though.
Oh,
those
okay,
are actually
they
cut and emboss.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got them here. So
there are samples at the back as well.
So we're getting all of these?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
They're tremendous.
Wow.
They really are.
£16.97. I love these pads. I've seen these before and they're brilliant.
So these are kiss cut, and you've got like 2 sheets of each kind of design, and it's part of the New Beginnings collection, and it's all about new start. So new home, new baby, getting married, and they're all kind of, the tones are blues and browns, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous. Beautiful colour tones. So yeah, if you fancy getting all of those, as Julia quite rightly says, you've got your dies and your embossing folders all coming together for that fabulous price, £16.97. 881-369 if you're wanting those. So Julia, we're going to come over to you for your demonstration. What have you got planned?
So we are going with that kind of zigzaggy kind of card, whatever it's called, because they don't have names, they have numbers. So this is our stencil 399.
Okay. And I guess that's because being international, it's easier to do that, isn't
I
it?
think so. It's kind of, anything you give a number to is pretty generic, isn't it? So within the die set, you've got, as I said, you've got all your mats and layers. So obviously our main one is going to be, our outside one's going to cut the card blank for you. And then say if I just took this inside one, you've got two rectangles. You've got a plain one and then you've got a stitched one as well. So you can use those separately.
They'd be nice to make like sentiments up with the alphabet sets, wouldn't they?
Yeah. So you can use those separately, and then you've got your two opposites. Well, they're exactly the same die, but opposites. So you only need to run it through once, which is really handy for your flowers. So I've done a little bit of cutting now. When I did it, because the idea is that you've got these pieces here, and these pieces are going to go inside. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And then I've got another one that's going to go this side when I, no, this one that's going to go here. But then when you've got I've got this kind of empty space here.
Okay.
So if you want to actually decorate that, all you need to do is turn your dies over and cut your paper the other way.
Ah, clever, yes.
Yeah. So, and you can hardly tell when it's stuck down that your piercing of your stitching is in the other direction.
Okay.
So we just need to glue these two mats and layers together.
And I have to say, just looking at the dies when you were showing us a few moments ago, love the way that Julia organises the dies, because you actually put a magnetic sheet on the packaging.
On the packaging,
which
yes.
I think is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, for me, it's absolutely essential, because if I get the list through that says, oh, we're having this on the show, have you got that? And they just send me the number.
Well, indexing,
yeah, I can actually just find it really easily. So I do that all the time.
7 Day saver of the magnetic sheets is on your screen at the moment, and yeah, well, they look like that.
I would multi-buy. I would definitely multi-buy on those.
Yeah.
I've got a whole stack of magnetic sheets at home, so whenever I need them, they're there.
Fabulous, thank you.
So a little, and these papers, I must admit, I did cut these from papers that aren't on the show, because I'd prepped these quite a long time ago.
Okay.
Right. So on my inner panel, I've got just a piece of vellum that I've wrapped around here.
Oh, that's nice.
Again, this was from, I don't know what, I mean, some people might have this, because I think Lou did this a while ago, this paper pad. It was another one of the Kiss Cut kind of ones, but it had papers in it as well.
Those little pads are fabulous, because there's just enough for that kind of range, isn't there?
Yeah.
And of course the size of it makes it incredibly affordable.
And you can see that the mats and layers are going to sit really nicely in the centre there. And I'm going to pop these on here as well. A lot of gluing and sticking, but when it's finished, you'll be pleased to see the result, hopefully.
It's lovely choice of colours as well with this.
Yeah, when they do the paper pads, they do put the colours obviously to work together beautifully. And we are on the kind of floral theme anyway. Get all these done, and then I've got to figure out where they all go.
It's a bit of a jigsaw.
It is a bit of a jigsaw. So this one's going to go in here. And then this one will hopefully go on this side. Just converts a plain old piece of white card to something quite special.
How much trimming away you'd have to do to try and get the angles
You'd
right?
You'd never do it. You'd really not. This way. I mean, I've tried to do kind of Z fold cards with mats and layers before, and I end up kind of cutting the angles all at the same time, and then trimming the bottom off some of them so that I've got my kind of steps down, and it's not easy.
Angles, I'm thinking about stars and hearts and things like that. It's not always in proportion, is it? So you can't always kind of trim the same amount off each side.
So with the flowers I've obviously cut with a coordinating paper, but you've got these little, these will actually come up, so they're actually cut. Can you see there?
Oh, so they won't fall away.
They won't fall away. They're cut, so you can get a bit of dimension into them if you want to.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they do. They quite often do this. On one of the boxes, there's a flower that's very similar as well. I'm not going to worry too much because I'll be faffing and gluing all, you know.
I'm just thinking as well, this particular die is lovely for as an invitation base as well, because
Yeah.
that nice rectangle in the centre
Yeah.
there, to have all your information there. Can you
Absolutely,
almost
yeah.
put a little pocket on there as well.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to personalise it with a name, with one of the alphabets.
Those alphabets have been incredibly popular, to be honest, and of course you're getting the 2 alphabet sets. So which set are you going to go for? Are you going to go for the Matson letter, the one with the shadow on there, or are you going to go for the whimsical one?
I'm going to go with the one with the shadow, but I'm not
good
using the
choice.
shadow.
Oh, okay.
Because it's quicker not to. Because it's an afterthought. I've only just.
It gives you the choice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you can, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't pre-cut them, so we need to cut them.
Okay. We've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
And a lovely time.
A lovely time. So we have got. Let's put this on here. We have got the little stamen kind of bits, these bits, little dots, which are kind of showing here, and we could just leave them as they are. We could actually put pearls in there, but I'm just going to add a little bit of, if I can get it going, clear Stardust pen, which is not going. So I'll use the gold one instead.
It's nice because you've got a little recess there.
You've got a little recess, so you can see exactly where you're going. So you can just add a little bit of glitter, because it would be, I suppose your pollen would be kind of yellow, wouldn't it?
True.
So we just add a little bit of sparkle, because it's nice to have a little bit of sparkle. Just in the centre. Like that. So that's where we're at so far. So that would stand up like that.
Very nice.
Right. So we just put a little name in here.
Okay.
So I've got some letters
And
already
it's nice because
stuck
you've got
down.
your uppercase and your lowercase, because then I know
Yes.
sometimes you get a quirky alphabet and it's kind of a mixture of uppercase.
Yeah.
And we can wind some people up, can't we?
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to be able to, any name you can think of, you're going to be able to have that capital letter at the start. So you could do it all in capitals, but I'm doing capitals and lowercase. And our producer can see what name I've chosen here.
Ah.
And you've also got, look, this is pretty usable as well, your shadow.
Oh, that's a good point.
So the fall away pieces, you could pop the fall away, that's my eye, the fall away pieces, you could pop the A back in there, and we can pop the top of the, have I lost one? No, there it is. That's so fine. That's so fine. I mustn't lose my eye. The eyes drive me around the twist. But yeah, so look, you can you could, if you cut that out nice and neatly, you could pop the top of your E in and pop your A in as well. So that says your name as well. Okay. So I like that. I like being able to use the waist as well. And normally what I would do is I would cut these out of the ECD double-sided sheet on the back of my card. So it makes it really, really easy. But as I say, this is a bit of an afterthought.
And also the fall away could make a nice little stencil as well, could create a background page.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I've seen people use alphabet sets where they literally just lay the letters down on a piece of card and just cut them out randomly, so that it doesn't actually say anything, but it's like a letter backdrop.
Yes,
that's quite a quirky
yes, that is nice. You could do that with your dies as well.
That's true, yeah. And it's a nice kind of slender font as well.
It's very fine.
Looking at the letter K there, so sometimes if you've got a longer name, you imagine that you're going to make a really huge card to fit all the letters on. But with this, because it being quite slender, they don't cover a huge area if you don't want them to.
Yeah, it is nice to be able to fit it in, because they're sizable, as in the height. So the height there of that T is about 7/8 of an inch.
But yeah, it's good size then, yeah.
Good size.
And it turns your scraps into usable pieces. And you think of all those little tiny bits that are left over when you're trimming down your cardstock just to get the right size. You could just have little kind of one of those compartment style organisers and just cut letters out of them, or get the kids involved, and then they can put them into order, and then you've just got a whole stash of letters when you need them.
Yeah. I am struggling a bit because I'm getting glue all over the place on my fingers. So,
shall I show everybody the alphabet set just while you're sticking those in place?
Yeah.
So you're actually getting both of these. So obviously Julia's working with one part of this alphabet set because you're getting 2 layers with regards to these, because it is like kind of like a shadow style alphabet. So if you're wanting to put a layer behind it, you can do, and then obviously your letters in front, or you can use the letters by themselves. It's entirely up to you. So you're getting all of those. You're also getting this lovely one here, and I think this is, it's almost like a, I know lots of people into kind of their brush lettering and things like that. It might be that you take inspiration from that and perhaps create your own phrases using things like your pens, but the dies are beautiful to use for kind of the simplicity if you wanted it, and again really good sizes with regards to those. Now normally you'd be paying £39.98 for both sets, which is a really good price, but look at that special discount that you've got there. Half price deal. You are saving more than you're spending with regards to these. The £19.98, I think you'll agree, that is a phenomenal buy. Works out at just 13 pence per die. Probably end up paying more than that with sticky letters, wouldn't you, if you were looking for a pack? So 136441. It is a very popular item, so I do suggest you pop it into your basket and check it out as soon as you possibly can. Oh, that looks amazing.
So there we go. So obviously, if you think about it a little bit more, then you can actually centralise your name. But the fact is that it's a very nice alphabet, and it's very difficult to see on the packaging how fine it is.
Yes, yeah.
So I thought it would be worth actually cutting one for you.
Thank you for doing that. Looks amazing. Thank you. Now we're going to let Julia get herself ready for her next demonstration and give you guys a little bit of a recap, because of course 8 o'clock is an hour that we dedicate to our one-day special, and this is it, and it's a brilliant deal. Look at the price of this one. You are saving £6, bringing it right the way down to £17.97, but you are getting a lot for your money. You're getting your 2 stencils, as you can see there, with a beautiful design that you'll be able to use in loads of different ways. You've also got your fabulous stamp with that lovely butterfly, but depending on the way you colour it up, means that you could turn it into a butterfly, or it could even be kind of like a moth if you wanted to as well, if you're changing those colours out. Absolutely beautiful. And then of course your final element is that die set, and you are getting a lot of dies. You're getting kind of like an in the and outy with regard to that beautiful one. So it's like a chrysanthemum style flower that you've got there, as you can see. So you've got your layer that's going to sit behind it, you've got your decorative detail that's going to sit on top, then you've got a lovely kind of doodly style leaf with this one, and again another additional flower there to really support that design. Gives you a lot of content within this bundle for just £17.97, but over half of the stock has gone. Brilliant combination, all brought to you by Studio Light. Now Studio Light being an international company, we've got a little bit of extended delivery on this one, but not too long to wait. The 26th of May, which yeah, we'll be here before we know it, which is a little bit scary really, because we'll be on to June before we know it as well. Oh, and then that's halfway through the year, isn't it? Oh my goodness, where is it going? Now, this is a lovely card that Julie created last night, so of course you can go back and watch those shows. We launched the one-day special at 6 o'clock, and then we had another show at 8 o'clock in the evening, so of course you can go back and reference those. But during each of the shows you will see different items appear, but you will find the consistent element being your one-day special, the details of which are on your screen there. 148022 if you fancy getting hold of that. Now, I'm in the mood for another demonstration, don't about you guys. Are you ready, Julia?
Yes, I am.
Come to you?
I am. So we're going to use one of the journal dies. We're using this one. And as you said, we've got, it's just packed, absolutely packed with dies. Don't lose that one.
Okay.
I lost that one. I cut it once and then I lost it completely.
Oh, no.
And there is on one of the other dies, on one of the other shows, just a single reinforcer. So I used that again and again and again and again and again. Yeah. And then I found it stuck to the back of my Lottie's book, which I put somewhere. I need my Lottie's book. I've put my Lottie's book somewhere. I'll find it in a second.
It's easily done, isn't it, those little dies? And that's why I think it's such a clever idea, storing them the way that you do, because you can almost kind of count them out and count them back in again, because on the back
I didn't get to the point of actually putting it on my sheet.
You lost it before then.
I lost it before then. So frustrating. Anyway, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've cut out the big die.
Okay.
So the big die here. So I popped it through, and at the same time, while you're doing it, can you see these little notches here? There's a little notch there and there's a little notch there.
Oh, right.
Yeah? So what you do is you take your registration die and you can line it up with the point there and with the point there.
I did wonder how you get it in the right place. Right,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So obviously you're free to change it, but that's how it's intended. So pop it through at the same time. 9 times out of 10 I forget to put that in and I have to put it in the second time.
Okay.
But yeah, so to do that, And then what I tend to do, and I've learnt with these, is because I'm using the Sentimentally Yours card, which is 270 GSM, so it's quite a thick card, and you do want a thick card for the cover of your book. I actually use a scoreboard, and because it does score it for you, you can see on that registration point there, that's scored. But I take it onto my scoreboard and I just run my embossing tool through. And on these here, and I turn it over and go the other side as well. So then it's easy for me to fold, and there's how our book will be.
Love it.
So that's our base.
Okay.
Yeah. Then what you do for your registration, we're decorating that in a moment. For your registrations, so here's one here. You take this inner die here.
Okay.
And these are for your pages. And again, you've got a little notch there and a little notch there. And these are the ones I always forget to put the other one in. So you've also got this die here. And again, in the same way as you've got your double, you line up your little notches there, and then you'll cut your page.
Okay.
And you cut however many you want to. I cut them out of the Super Smooth Sentimentally Yours watercolour card, because then I know that I can do whatever techniques I want to on there.
Good point, yeah.
Okay, so that's that one. Now, if you want to, once you cut those, you can create yourself a little pocket by using this die here. So you can put that wherever you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could create, if you wanted to, you could create a bit of a shaped pocket there if you wanted to. So you can put it wherever you want. You can have it sideways on, whatever.
Is it a good thing to kind of experiment and play with these when they first arrive?
Absolutely. So you know where you're at with them. I mean, this is me just playing. Then on this one, I've used this little die here. So this little die, obviously you cut your page out first, then you can pop them in, and then that's going to go there. So you just line the edge of the die up with the edge of the paper, the edge of the page, and then pop it through, and then you've got yourself a decorative edge to that card.
That's nice as a layer on a card as well.
Yeah. Really, really useful. And then I've got another plain one there. So those are the pages that I've cut.
And that's only using a small selection of the dies that are on that, that set.
Exactly. And then, again, using my embossing tool, I've gone either side there, so then I can actually, fold them properly. And you just fold them all within each other, and then they will fit. The holes will match what you've done there, and that's what. And you just stitch it in, and that's one of your registrations.
Okay, lovely.
And I've got a book here. This book here is another one of the dies, and you can see it's not on the show. It's one I've done before. You can see I've got the 2 registrations in there, and all you do is just run. I've got baker's twine and just stitched it through, and use the reinforcers on the back to reinforce that.
So is it easy to add additional pages if you want to, or if you find it's getting a bit too bulky, take pages out?
Well, yeah, so it depends on your journal dies. Some of the journal dies, like the other one that's in that kit, what you'll do is you create your covers by gluing them in. So you'll glue it into the outside spine bit, and then you glue the other side into the other outside spine bit. The packaging shows you how it kind of...
This particular one?
Yeah, so that one's a little bit different. So once you've actually glued something in place like that, you're committed.
Yes.
But with this one and with this one, what you can do is just slit your stitching and take it out and swap it, or add more, or take some more away. So when you've got this sort of setup like this one, you're fine to be able to do that.
And I love that. I mean, the die that you cut your yellow cardstock with, I mean, without the holes in it, I think it makes like a fabulous, almost like mini notice board or something like that. So much scope with these.
Because, and it's separate.
Yeah.
So like you say, you're free to decide exactly how you want to do it.
Yeah.
With the other one, you can choose to have a long journal, or you can choose to fold the circular edge or shaped edge.
So that kind of adds almost around it. It's a wrap around.
Yeah, you can either do a wrap around, or you can have just a very long one. So that, again, that's very versatile.
So that kind of creates that area there.
Yeah.
Or make it longer, just as you can see there.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
Okay, so let's decorate this a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So we're bringing some stencils, I think. So we're bringing the stencils from the one-day special.
Oh, nice.
And we'll be using our brushed, brush corduroy. I thought I was using frayed burlap. I'm not using brush corduroy. Oh, what planet I'm on. It's too early for me, too early for me.
Early, isn't it?
So you can, if you want to, so keep it nice and neat. We can bring in a piece of paper.
Okay.
To keep our spine unstenciled. And I'm not too worried about doing loads. We're just giving it a bit of a suggestion of colour.
A good thickness as well, these, aren't they? When you're
Yeah,
pushing over there.
really good thickness. And of course you can bring in your stencil paste and texture paste as well. Just flick die cuts all over the place, I think.
Oh no.
It's all right, I'll find them. Oh, stencil first, Julia. You can tell I'm not with it, can't you? And we can just get a little bit of colour going on there.
That design works so well with the dye that comes in the set.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that just gives you a little bit of interest going on there. We could actually add some stamps as well if we wanted to, but I want to get on, so we won't do that.
Okay.
Again, going back to the die set, you've got these 3 dies here in the edge, and as you correctly said, you've got the 2 here that could be wings. So they absolutely could be angel wings or wings of another butterfly or a moth or whatever you want them to be, just mixed media. And then you've also got this one, of course, so the 3 together, let me see, that's going to go there, is it? Let's see, yes, that way. This is, what? Oh, jigsaw puzzle. It's going to go on here somehow. Let's get this on. That's going to go on there first. And then that's going to go... Oh, for heaven's sake, Julia, why are you struggling? Hang on, let me look.
I think you might have got flipped over. So I think that one, is that one the top one?
Let's have a look. That's that one. So then that one's going to go... Why is my brain not working?
It's the top. Is it at the top, Julie? So the top of that design. So flip it over. There you go, and take it up to the top.
It's going to go there, so it's got to go there.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We're on it. I was trying to get it in that hole there. It's too early.
We'll edit the rest of it out.
It's too early. It's too early. Yeah. It's not live, is it?
No, you're all right.
Not live. We're all right. So those are going to go in there like that. But of course, if you wanted to, you don't have to use that one. You could just use those 2. So your options are there. Oh, please, I was really panicking then. I know it fits.
What happens with double-sided card?
Oh,
if it was white on one side, it's easy.
I know, yeah. Brain. Honestly.
Can I just show you something that I've noticed as well from the set that Julia's working with alongside the one-day special. You've got that fabulous kind of mandala flower, but have a look within the one-day special. You've kind of got a larger version of it. I mean, they are different, but kind of similar as well. So, and I'm thinking with regards to this one, if you are using the rounded album that you created, that could actually sit quite nicely in there, couldn't it? In that rounded part that you've got. So, yeah. They work really well together.
The butterfly stamp from the one-day special will definitely fit on the more rounded one. It's a little bit big for this one. So that's going to fit in there. Now I know where it goes.
That's it. Don't move it. Don't move it.
You can imagine everybody at home shouting, "The other way, Julia, the other way." I can't hear you. I'm so sorry, I can't hear you.
That's okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Now, did we see these dies last night, Julia? Or is it the
No,
first time
we didn't. This is the first time we've done
these. We have been busy then because 30% of the stock has gone. So, yeah, if you're wanting yours, and let's face it, I wouldn't blame you if you did want to get hold of them. I mean, it's a phenomenal saving. Half-price deal there. Obviously, you've got your 2 albums to start with. That's kind of the starting point, but there's so much scope with all those 40 dies in there. You've got your Artwork Love and your Summerfields die sets, as you can see. They're making lovely albums, fabulous cards as well with those, and loads of embellishments to boot. So yeah, if you fancy that one, 197473. And I think this is the thing, as you've seen you working with it, there's so many different ways.
So many different ways. Yeah. So for decorating the front, what we can do, I mean, I've got the one-day special die here. So that could sit on there beautifully. We can also take, or these could go inside. This is another one of the one-day special dies. So we could actually have perhaps that down. We can actually probably have both actually. That down there, and we could have this one on the back maybe to continue through. We've also got these here from the actual journal die, which you rightly said is quite usable. So we could dot these around and just trim off the excess, which should be again quite a nice cover.
I love that yellow with the black, Julia.
It's actually brown.
Nice.
This is
Oh,
called
is
no, not Jigsaw Puzzle. It's one of the yellows from Phil. And this is
nice
Chocolate Bliss.
Yeah.
It's called Chocolate Bliss. This one. It'd be very nice with like hot pink and chocolate as well.
Yeah.
So I think what we might do is we might go for the one-day special die, and then we've got within this die, you've got the word create.
Oh,
I
you
think.
have indeed,
Yes, you have. You've also got like 2 book plates as well. So let's figure out how these are going to fit.
My goodness, 40% of the stock has gone now. We had good quantities of these as well. The more that you're seeing Julia work with them, you're realising the potential, I think.
Yeah, so we've got that there like that. There's also this little artwork word. So I'll cut this. I've already got this all ready, but I wanted to just show you again this that's really kind of useful. Just really quickly pop it through.
Okey-dokey.
Because this is one of those that you get kind of a positive and a negative from.
Busy with regard to these. So good to have your company. And these may be dies that you've seen previously, but they might have been out of your reach. I mean, the 2 of them together, brilliant price at $49.98. But of course, it's one of those situations that sometimes you just can't afford to get hold of them. Well, when we've got deals like this, it's certainly the opportunity to take advantage of you, of them. And you are taking advantage of this deal, so much so that half the stock's gone now. Wow. Busy, busy, busy.
Yeah, so you can see here, so I've got all my letters still in my die, but we've got the negative as well of it. So you could actually use this die that I've got here like that, and then cut the artwork out of it. But I want to use it in a slightly different way. Because there's lots of possibilities.
It could go like in a pocket as well, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So much scope.
So let's start getting some of this stuck down.
Okay.
So then we can actually see how it's going to look. So obviously you can actually decorate this to your heart's content and really go overboard. I'm just concerned about how much we've got on the show and try and get in as much as we can.
This is where you kind of, what I call, you're having a doodly session with your crafting.
Yes, so, absolutely.
Yeah, you kind of got an idea of what you're doing, but it's not, with a card, you might have more of a plan that this is going to go there and that's going to go there. But with this, it's kind of, oh, I've got a gap there, so this could fit in there, and I could do this technique and that technique.
Yeah.
These little journals are so useful to have, especially when you're watching experts like yourself, Julia, and you're doing techniques and you want to jot down notes and things like that. I think these are lovely little
I did make one of these for my mum. I think it was for Christmas, and I filled it with loads of photographs of my daughter and her boyfriend, and there was 1 or 2 of Nathan and 1 or 2 of me as well. So, and I gave it to her for Christmas because obviously I couldn't see her at Christmas.
Yes, yeah.
And it was just absolutely packed. I think I did 4 or 5 registrations on each one. So there was a lot of pages, and like this one here, I've got pictures of Ed in here. So really,
how is Ed? He's having a lovely time by the look of it.
It's just gross. He does that when I'm eating my dinner. It's just dreadful. But yes. So it was lovely for her as well, and so she's got, that's a lovely keepsake for her to have, and so you can use them for whatever you want to.
I remember years ago when I had my craft shop, and I mean, people have been making little journals and books and remembering things. I mean, I remember doing it at school where you'd have an exercise book and you cover it with snippets from magazines and things like that. But one of the things is, if you're just getting into your journals and just getting that kind of a grasp of it, one of the things that we used to do as one of our workshops was all about me. and you did a little book that was all about you. The things that you can kind of pass on to generations. So things like what your favourite colour is and what your favourite food is. Not necessarily for you. I mean, it's a good practice session, but then it's something you can pass on to your children, your grandchildren, and so on. And they know you as a person rather than just being in a photograph or something like that. So, and it's a really easy subject as well, because you know all about yourself.
That's a lovely idea, actually. I really like that. So these are the kind of letters from the artwork, and these have got adhesive on them. So you can see the O does come out as 2 separate pieces.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a little bit...
so this is kind of like the fall away. So
this is the fall away, yeah. It is a twofer. And it's only when you cut dies that you actually realise that your waste is very useful.
Yeah.
So it can be really useful as a twofer, or it can be really useful as a stencil, or, you know, as a background. So there's our create artwork. And then these are the little reinforcers.
Lovely.
So,
just to let you know, if you are planning on placing your order on the phone, you might find yourself in a bit of a queue situation. We're not too bad at the moment, so we won't keep you too long, but it's always quicker to place your order via the app or perhaps the website. So if you're wanting to ensure that you're getting hold of these goodies that you've got your heart set on, sometimes the website is the best place to go, especially with this particular set, because rapidly approaching 60% of the stock. Now you should be, has gone, should I say, now you should be okay on the phone lines, but sometimes what we can find is you're caught on those phone lines and other people jump onto the website and place their order before you get through, which means you can miss out. So should be okay for everybody at the moment with 60% of the stock having gone, but as we get kind of more and more vulnerable with the stock, it becomes more and more kind of timely that you get your order in as soon as you possibly can. So we will get to you as soon as we can.
right, don't do what I've done.
What's that?
Decorate the back.
I love a decorated back.
I mean, yeah.
But it's an all-round project, isn't it?
This is an all-around project.
But
But I've decorated the back. So obviously, you when you do our registrations, you can pop them in, and you can also run elastic.
Okay.
So you can stitch them in, but then you can also run a piece of elastic around from inside there and bring it and knot it there and bring it round. So it kind of, yeah.
Clever, encapsulates it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but looking at our registrations in here, what I thought would be quite nice, there is actually, obviously we decorate these, there is actually a little bow. So you could put...
I'm seeing more and more. When you first look at the set, you don't realise.
Yeah, so there's a little bow, so you could put a little bow on your pocket, which is quite a nice thing to do.
It's like a little heart tag and all sorts.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we'll move on from this now.
Okay, no problem.
If that's all right. But
Not
you
a
can
problem.
you can see where we're going, can't you? From the one I finished.
Giving us the foundation there.
Yeah, you've got the foundation there. So it's a really nice project to have.
Lovely.
And
Julia,
to make.
thank you so much. I'll let you get ready for your next
Okay.
She's got so much planned, and it just lost myself for a moment then. I don't know about you guys. Now, if you're wanting that particular die set, just be aware that 60% of the stock has gone, and it is flying out. Lots of you have been watching the demonstration with Julia and leaving it until now to place your order. Now, we've stepped away from Julia. She's getting herself ready for her next demonstration. We're moving on to something else. So if you're wanting those, you need to be getting hold of them now. Please don't leave it to the end of the show, because that's what will happen. Everybody will place their order at the same time, and you could potentially miss out on this. So, yeah, make sure you take advantage of these. Now, every single hour we've got different products that we're bringing to you, so we won't be revisiting these at midday. Might be that we still have stock on the website. I don't have a crystal ball, but we won't be looking at them again, and I can't guarantee that they will be available if you're going to join us at 12 o'clock. So, yeah, take advantage while you can. But, of course, we've been chatting about the one-day special because it's an 8 a.m. show, and that's what we do at 8 a.m. We also do it at 12 o'clock and then final court at 4 o'clock a little bit later on. And this is a brilliant deal. You saw how Julie used this alongside those fabulous little album dies. And, of course, you've got the stencil that Julie used as a base, her embellishment with that fabulous floral aspect that you've got there. And, of course, you've got your stamp alongside this one as well. So it's £17.98, incredibly affordable for you to get hold of, and lots of you adding those in alongside those journal dies, which are at the bottom of your screen. 148022 though, if you are wanting your one-day special. Julia, we're coming back over to you. Oh, boxes.
Okay. So we've got a box. So I've got this one cut out, so I thought we'd use it. So your box is... which one is it? It's this one. So obviously you're going to get all three. So that's exactly... to get it cut like this, you've got these embellishment dies here. So what I've done is I've actually run it through with these in place, and so they're going to cut me an aperture out. So then you're going to either see into the you will see into the contents of your box, won't you? So it's up to you. If you want to, what you could do is pop some acetate behind there if you wanted to. So if you want it to be solid and nothing to fall out of your box, it obviously depends on what's in there.
It's a nice little size for one of those battery operated tea lights as well.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. So the ones that I've done there, I've actually cut the embellishments out separately and glued them on.
And
but
those letters that we were looking at as well,
they could go on as well. And you've got your mats and your layers in here. So you've got 2 square dies on some of the sections. So again, they're going to be useful for anything, but they're going to be your pieces that you can glue onto the side panels if you want to. But I remember I ran this through, so I thought we'd use it.
Lovely.
So you can see you've got all your scoring going on. So it's a good idea to actually just fold them before you actually want to construct.
It's always useful to have little box dies in your stash, isn't it?
Yeah.
We often buy little gifts for people that don't necessarily come in boxes, but you want to put it into something. I mean, we've got a jewellery show coming up after this hour, and that is a perfect opportunity if you're making jewellery to present them in the right way. And also, I know Julia mentioned the C word earlier, and I'm going to do it again, Christmas, Advent, making little Advent boxes. These could
These are nice instead of crackers on your table.
Yeah. Decorations on your tree, they've got that little hole in there, so it could be that you're putting the little treats on the tree.
Or you know those chocolates that you get? They would fit really nicely.
They would,
in
yeah, they would. There's loads you could be doing with these, but it's always useful. And don't forget, you're getting a set of your 3 different dies with those. So you get these ones, which are brilliant because these are interlock, as you can see there, to create that gorgeous flower. And I love this little mini pizzas.
I know, it's just so cool, isn't it?
What's a daisy? Sorry.
Pizzas on the floor.
Look at that. How sweet is that? It's almost like a little presentation. It could be that you put a birthday badge in there or something like that, because we do like to humiliate people with birthday badges, don't we?
Okay, so I've done all my folding.
Lovely.
And I'm just going to put a piece of the red liner tape onto the flap on the edge.
Is it always good to use an adhesive tape on boxes more so than wet glue, or
I would use both. I would use both. So for the quick grab, you've got your red liner tape, but I would just put just a little tiny bit of glue as well, because that's your insurance, really.
Right. Okay.
And then obviously that's going to then fold into that area. Let's see if I can get that area there.
So at this stage they almost store flat then?
They will do, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So obviously we're actually going to put a little bit of tape on the bottom. So you can see you've got a rounded corner there, and you've got your flats there. So we want a little bit of tape on here as well. Oh, I always lose the end. Why is it we always lose the end?
She's done it again. Our Julia is causing those cues.
Sorry.
So apologies, don't blame it, it's her. So yeah, again, demonstrations showing just how useful these dies are. So yeah, again, if you're ordering on the phone lines, apologies. We will be with you as soon as we possibly can. We've only got 4 minutes left of this particular hour. Julia's going to be back at midday, though. I'm going to be joining her as well. So yeah. I've got all the other presenters in cupboards, so I can work with you.
So that's all there is to it, really. You've got the top there. You can see the top going in there, and as you see from the samples there, all I've done is I've just run some twine or some wool or some thin ribbon through the little holes, and then that holds it together.
Absolutely adorable.
But they are so simple to do, and they're really nice to just have a batch all cut out, and you can have a making session.
So many opportunities. I mean, wedding favours, birthday treats, gift boxes, so many occasions. And of course, all those dies that you can see on the faces of the little boxes there, they're included. You've also got your little hexagon box as well, and I love that. The little way that it locks together.
The petal top,
pretty,
yeah, really easy,
because
you can just pop it open and then reseal it, so you don't have to actually tie it together at all.
Beautiful. And of course, the different bits and pieces that you've got, I mean, we've got small dies that are appearing with things like the one-day special, and also the additional, these little pizza boxes are jumping all over.
I know.
But these, again, that is such a lovely die. Not necessarily just for the pizza box.
No, you can do that on your card as well.
Yeah.
You can do a coordinating card to go with your box.
Yeah.
You can make loads of little notelets to go inside the box as well.
It could be little promises, couldn't they? Like a, I don't know, a night's babysitting, or to clean the car, or something like that.
Yeah, or to put the bin out.
Yeah, that's an advantage, isn't it?
Yes.
£29.98. Now, if you're wanting to get hold of those dies, you are going to get all 3 of them. So you're going to create your boxes with those, but you're also going to be able to create all the embellishment that they come with as well. So you can see there your interlocking one there with your ideas. But don't forget, as Julia mentioned, do check out Studio Light's social media, because you will get loads of ideas with regards to these as well. That's your little pizza box there. Again, that's some little ideas of inspiration.
So that you can see, you've got those little, you know, those little finger chocolates that you can buy.
Oh,
those are in there, so those
the
will
little mini
fit.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Clever idea.
Yeah.
They sit in there quite neatly, don't they?
Yeah.
And then the little kind of lantern star box that Julie just shared with us. Again, all those different opportunities that you've got there as well. I will just mention, in case you've joined us, Studio Light being an international company, we have got slightly extended delivery with regards to these. It's only to 26th of May, though, so it's not too long. And we've been busy because, of course, Julia was showing us how to create those fabulous little albums earlier on. So you're still loving these dies. 70% of the stock having gone now. Ooh, now Julia's going to be concentrating on other things. We're not going to see these at 12 o'clock. So if you do like the look of them, just while they're fresh in your mind, make sure that you're placing your order. Because if you're a bit like me and you jot the number down, by the time you get round to placing your order, you could well have missed out on these. So yeah. So yeah, star of this hour has been the one-day special, though. And we're going to see more from the one-day special at 12 o'clock.
Yes,
with you,
we are.
Julia.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got Say It With Flowers, I believe, at 12 o'clock.
Okay. So looking forward to that one.
Pretty.
We're getting our money's worth out of you today.
We are,
aren't we?
yes. Keeping Mama toes.
I love it. Thank you again, Julia. So much inspiration. So what can we look forward to? So you're talking about flowers. I mean, are we talking cards in the next hour?
We are talking some cards, yes, and we're looking at some more emboss and cut folders.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very good. Oh, she's got that look in her eye. I like it when Julia has a little bit of a glint in her eye, because you know it's good stuff. So make sure that you're going to be joining us at 12 o'clock. If you've got the one-day special in your basket, or anything else, to be honest, you really do need to be checking those baskets out, because with regard to these, the popularity has been incredible, and I love the mix that Julia brings into it as well. So details on the screen with regards to your one-day special. Don't forget, you're going to get those dies, that fabulous set of stencils there, and of course the beautiful butterfly stamp there. Amazing value for money with that £6 saving, bring it down to just £17.97. So I will see you a little bit later on. Got a fabulous jewellery hour coming up after the break, so I'm going to settle down with a cuppa and watch that one. I'll see you at 12. But before then, we've got a fabulous hour of jewellery with Jewellery Box, our regular Saturday morning slot. Then I will be joining you with Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Looks amazing. And then Lou is back with Polka Doodles.
Ultimate Finish cleans, polishes and protects in one. No water is required. If you own a car, caravan, motorhome or motorcycle, do not miss the world launch shows this weekend. You don't need water or any other products. All you need is Ultimate Finish. On the shows, you will hear from a motor trade expert who says this is the best product he's ever used. Exclusive on the craft store with big savings and a 5-piece pack. For a limited time, we will also be including 2 additional products at no extra charge, only while stocks last. See the amazing live demonstrations and big savings this Saturday at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. and Sunday at midday, not to be missed.
Hi, I'm Lou from Studio Light. Studio Light has been around for about 40 years now. They're based in the Netherlands. It's a family-run business with a great heritage. The products that Studio Light bring us are very diverse, fantastic dyes, great papers, but all round on trend. Over the 40 years Studio Light have evolved, they listen to me, the demonstrator, and you, the customers, and really take our ideas on board. We'll share with you the diverse techniques and products will inspire you to produce your own individual pieces of artwork. So make sure you don't miss the Studio Light shows.
Hello, I'm Sue Trangmar and I started Daisy Chain Designs 20 years ago. At Daisy Chain Designs, we're passionate about sewing and quilting. We design projects that hopefully will inspire you to pick up your needle and thread and have a go. We have great fun in designing things from the very start, and then the end product is always very exciting when you actually see it made. So don't miss the Daisy Chain Design shows.
That's lovely. I wrote that myself, you know, that piece. It was very, very good. Moment of inspiration one day. Welcome to the Jewellery Box, and we are opening it up with rocks and chains this morning. I am so excited about this show. I have been beyond excited because, Fleur Hastings, you've been here 3 times already.
I know.
Without me.
I know.
Welcome back.